This is the Shine Show, episode 12, and I have with me the beautiful Louise Matson of Louise M Shoes. And Louise is going to share with us today more about how she created her stunning Instagram feed. But before she could create the stunning Instagram feed, she had to get clear on exactly what her visual branding is and all the components of the visual branding, and she's going to tell us more about that today. If you're brand new to the show, this is the Shine Show, and I am Salome Schillack. I'm the creator of the Facebook Live Superstar, which is an online program that teaches entrepreneurs how to get started, get confident, and get profitable using this beautiful thing called Facebook Live. And I can see we have a live viewer. Louise is brand new to Facebook Live, so I'm just going to show Louise just up there. You can see there's someone live.
Hello.
So if you're joining us live, and now we've got two, please announce yourself. Let us know who you are, because we would love to welcome you into the conversation and have a chat with you too. So Louise started Louise M Shoes, and she's going to tell us all about that. Louise, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me here, Salome, and hi to your Facebook viewers. It's
Thank
very
you.
exciting. Louise M Shoes is a shoe business specialising in shoes for airline cabin crew and corporate women. So it's a very niche business. It follows me being airline cabin crew for nearly 17 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know if everyone knows, but there's very specific shoe guidelines for the airline industry. And it's all around having a classic closed-toe court shoe with specific heel heights and heel circumference, so that we're working safely and efficiently, but also comfortably throughout our day.
Yeah.
So I've extended that out to corporate women, because I realised that the same principles really would apply to women who are on their feet all day working, regardless of what industry they're working in. So that's my business. It's cabin crew and corporate women.
Fabulous. And how long have you been going?
I'm just going into my 4th year now.
Oh, well, wonderful.
I know.
That's
still going.
Going strong. Going strong. Oh, hi, Georgia. Thank you for joining us. No, she says, hello, it's me. Hi, Georgia.
Hi, Georgia.
Okay, so tell me a little bit. I want to know, everything that is Louise M Shoes comes from your mind, your brain. You invented it, you came up with it, you had to, it had to be a picture in your head before it became a picture on Instagram. And what I love so much about your Instagram feed is how, it is so clear what your brand is, and it is so clear what the values of your brand is. It's quality. You can see it's quality. There's so many feelings that go along with looking at your Instagram feed, but all of those feelings had to start in your head, and you had to translate it into, what is the visual aspect of what you're communicating. So tell us a little bit about the journey you took in terms of becoming clear on the visuals for your Instagram feed.
Okay, well, if you look at the early days of my Instagram account, you'll see it's not so clear.
Yeah, well, which is fine.
Yes, and as I've said to you, I'm not so much an expert in Instagram, but I'm learning along the way, and I've learned a lot. Yeah. It started out, you go to the network groups and someone mentions Instagram. You go, oh, what's Instagram?
Another social media platform to be on.
So, yes, it started right back from there, and I was very inconsistent in the beginning. And then it became where I did a lot of shots for it. Now I know it's called from above.
Yeah. Bird's eye,
I think of that.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah,
from where I stand.
So let's just explain. So it's when you lay it out on the floor.
No, that's called flat lay.
Oh, okay.
No, from where I stand. Hashtag from where I stand. Is actually.
Is that a thing? I didn't know that's a thing.
It is a thing.
Okay.
Well, I learnt that recently.
Thank you for those thumbs up. We're learning as we go.
Yeah. Well, I had a great opportunity just recently at the Düsseldorf Shoe Fair in Germany. They ran Style Ranking is a media group in Germany. And they were running professional workshops there.
Wow. And
so I emailed them to see if I could go to one of these workshops, and they replied that it's all in German. So that wouldn't actually suit me, as I don't speak German.
Nine.
So they offered me a one-on-one workshop,
Fabulous.
which I spent about an hour and a half.
Wonderful.
So I realised that these shots that I've been taking from above, down at my shoes, so it shows what I'm wearing down to my footwear without my face showing, was actually called hashtag from where I stand.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
I've been doing these
I love
things,
that. I'm going to do that now, because I love taking shots of my feet.
Yeah, but you were talking about flat lay or flat lays.
Oh, okay.
And that's another thing where you put products that are similar to yours. So a recent flat lay of mine was, let me think, I think there was a phone and a coffee and an Yves Saint Laurent bag. So that's a flat lay. So it's laying flat and you look down on it.
And those are just stunning. I have a bit of an affinity for those flat lays.
So all those things are things that you associate with your brand, and I don't certainly sell Yves Saint Laurent. And I'm not at that level, but the Louise M brand associates
your
itself,
shoes
likes
are
those
at
things.
that level though.
Oh, they're beautiful. The price point is not.
Well,
and that's the great thing. The price point isn't, but the product is. And that's that's why I do those things. But also too, the brand is very much about me. I am Louise M. I'm Louise Matson, and I'm Louise M. So it is a lot about who I am, and I like to travel, so my shoes like to travel too, and that's also associated with me being airline cabin crew. So it fits the brand really well. Travel also is I travel to find the shoes. So you know, I fly to Europe, so that is my travel.
How many times a year do you go to Europe for shoe shopping? Let's just get them really jealous.
I do go twice. I went to the Milan Shoe Fair in February and Dusseldorf in July. And then I also visit shoe manufacturers in Italy as well.
Fabulous, fabulous. Who wouldn't love to go shoe shopping in Europe as a job? That's fabulous.
I'm not silly, Salome, if I'm going to have a business. And that's a whole other story. You work on your business as to what you would like to do as well, and your interests. And if I'm not on an aircraft on a regular basis, I'm a very unhappy person. So back to Instagram. So over time, over the 3 years, it has developed. So as I say, if you look in the early days, it's not as good as it was. It is now. So now it reflects more clearly and more consistently what my brand is. And how we came to that was, firstly, you could look at colours associated with your brands. And I love the pinks. We bring in the grey. The grey and the pinks are a really nice combination. So you'll see that there's a pattern of the pink and the grey and associated colours with that. Also too, we go through like what I like to drink. So you'll see champagne.
I love that because I mean, what you drink has nothing to do with the shoe, but it has everything to do with the feeling of the woman who wears your shoes. She drinks what you drink. But
it's also champagne. It's not sparkling wine. So I associate that with my travels, and I love France, and Paris is my favourite place. Champagne region is just near there. So when I drink champagne, it's not because it's she's drinking the expensive stuff. It's more about the experience I have around that. So, and that's my brand as well. It's all about an experience and a story. Everything I buy personally is a story.
That nails it. It's a story. It's a story. It's not just a product. It's a story of a product, and that's what people buy into. And they buy into the story long before they buy the shoe. And then, you've been so good at creating the story and telling the story.
Thank you. But it's about building relationships, but then again, trust, and you'll attract people like-minded or like similar things, or aspire to be that. Someone might be drinking the sparkling wine now, which is what I used to drink, and aspire to drink the French champagne. We all aspire to higher things usually. I think you do have to be satisfied at the level you're at, but you always aspire to do things. I'm always aspiring to travel somewhere. I'm always aspiring to find that perfect shoe for everybody, that they will be comfortable but look fashionable and stylish and professional at the same time. So that's how it's evolving now. So you'll see a real change over the last couple of months in the consistency of my brand. I do have a graphic design girl that works with me.
Which is great. Fantastic.
Yes. Well, she's been with me right from the beginning. We worked on the logo together. I told her what I would like, and then she comes up with a vision. So she's really great. I'm really blessed to have her. But you'll see that even going back, even a couple of months, there'd be a lot of me doing my own shots, and it'd be of customers and myself of that hashtag from above. Looking at what I've forgotten it already. But now we've taken a lot of my graphic designer used to just do say 10 images a month, so that might be the way you like to start, just getting someone to help you do 10 images a month and you do the rest. And now
those images that she did for you, were they images that you completely put together from scratch, or did you buy images from somewhere, or did is it all your own images?
It's mostly our own images. We might do a photo shoot day, take the shoes out, and we use different surfaces. You'll see it might be a grey tile, so we still get the colour right. So, and then Sarah photoshops those images. Some of the images are from my website, the professional photographer. I have a fantastic professional photographer do my images for the website and videos as well, so all those can be used on Instagram. You can repost other people's images. Style Ranking in Germany said it's best to message them and check that you can. But others then always reference that you have reposted those. So just hashtag repost. So that's another way, and you can get images from Pinterest as well. We don't tend to do all those. And another great way of working out what you would like your Instagram to look like is to use Pinterest and create your vision board from that rather than cut out from magazines. It's another way, but you could just go into Pinterest and search for the things that you like and you want your brand associated with, and come up with your own Pinterest.
Well, I love that, and I tell everyone in my community to just create a secret board on Pinterest, because you can create secret boards on Pinterest, and just look at throw the net wide at first, throw it wide, get started, pin anything and everything that you love onto your secret board, and then look for themes. And I know when I did this exercise with my logo, one thing that came up was orchids. Orchids keep coming up, and orchids ended up being the inspiration for the logo. And even now, there's not a lot of orchids in my branding now, but I've got that little curly whirly thing, and I know it comes from an orchid, and that curly whirly goes through everything. But it started with going, let me see everything I love, and then pick themes. Absolutely. Did you do the same thing?
Absolutely. Well, I didn't do so much on the Pinterest. It was more me just writing down what I like. And my flowers are roses and tulips. So you'll see a lot of roses and tulips. And you mentioned earlier the ice cream with the flowers in it. And I associate that with going to Florence. And my manufacturers are just out of Florence. So I always have an ice cream gelato while I'm there. So that image associates.
Louise has a stunning photo on her page, on her Instagram, of it looks like an ice cream, but it's made of roses. So if you have a moment, go and have a look at the ice cream rose.
It's got the waffle cone.
With roses as the ice cream, which is great.
So all our images, because we are more of a high-end brand, a luxury brand, we do want all our own images. And so Sarah creates them in Photoshop. Or we take them ourselves. There are websites that you can purchase images from. Shutterstock.
Yes. Well, Shutterstock is one. Well, those are there are some stunning ones, and I don't remember the name now. SC Stock something, that they have those taken from above.
Flat
lay. Thank you. Very feminine as well, with the the one with a computer and the phone and beautiful images, which can sometimes be something if you purchase if you're just starting out and you purchase 10 of those images and you reuse them and you just change whatever the message is you put inside, or you can play around with it on Canva, then you can start creating consistency on a budget.
The other thing too is things that are popular, like food. So but post food at a certain time of the day. So so for Louise M Shoes, I could be in one of my favourite restaurants, for instance, eating a gorgeous salad. But you post it at that time of the day, at lunchtime. So it's important to post like coffee at 10 o'clock.
Oh, that's
things like
fascinating.
that. The other thing too is with Instagram is when you post things to get your followers as well.
Yes.
To build your followers. So
do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we tend to post when people are going to work.
Okay.
Or after work.
Yeah.
Or at about 8 o'clock at night.
Okay.
On the weekends, it's a bit quieter, but Sunday night it picks up.
Yeah.
So.
And how did you know that? Do you look at the insights on Instagram?
Yes.
Because that's a rather new feature.
Yeah, there's. I think it's called InstaTrack.
Okay.
We use that, but even on Instagram there is a feature on there that you can look at the insights as well. So. Yeah, so things like that are interesting. It's important. It's just like Facebook. It's important to know when to post.
How often do you post? Daily or daily?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Posting daily now.
Okay, that's fantastic. But you didn't start out posting daily.
Oh no, and definitely when I was doing it entirely on my own. Sometimes I remember, oh gosh, I posted this week. And then you don't think anyone's really seeing it, so you stop for a while and then someone says, oh, I haven't seen anything on Instagram. Oh gosh, I better start Instagram again. But now, it's on a regular basis.
That's
and we use, I think it's called Publish as scheduling.
Okay, all right, yeah, there are lots of different ways. You can just put a reminder on your phone that it's time to publish. And another little tip that I have is, bulk create. Like you said, you take 10 photos. You bulk create your Instagram posts.
You have a stockpile of photos.
You have a stockpile. But you literally, like I write the text for the post on my phone, and I've got a bunch of texts for I dictate it. Because typing on the phone is just, I dictate it, keep it in notes. I've got the photos on my phone and it's bulk created, and then it's 10 a.m. in the morning, it's time to do your Instagram post. You've got a reminder on your phone, it goes off. You just quickly grab the photo from your newsfeed, grab the text from a note, and you're good to go. And then it doesn't take an hour where you're sitting there going, oh, what am I going to post today? And you have to come up with something from scratch, and then tomorrow you have to do it again.
And the same thing with hashtags. You can have a list of hashtags you always put on there. Something too that Style Ranking told me is to always have a link to your website, always have a direction to your website from the post, which I noticed we haven't on a couple just recently, but that's something we're introducing as well. Always direct people to your website on
that's
it
great.
as well. But hashtags are really important as well. And you might find, you've got yours, like mine's always Louise M Shoes, cabin crew, flight attendant, businesswoman, that sort of thing. But also too, some of my products are not just my brand. I've got my own brand of shoes, Louise M, but then I stock a couple of other brands as well. So I could use their hashtag Hobel. And then you could go into Hobel and find out what hashtags they use. Also too, you might want, for me it's a fashion blogger, so you go to the fashion blogger that suits your brand, and then look at the hashtags that they're using.
Absolutely, so
that's a way to build followers as well.
So
I'm learning.
That's wonderful. And then do you often find that people will like a lot of your posts? Do you engage in a conversation with them then?
Yes. You always respond.
Yeah, because it's social media, so the point is
there's some people who want to delete.
There are some.
Because some people are definitely
Yeah.
Not following your brand for following your brand.
Yeah.
Following it for different reasons.
Exactly.
So
yes.
there's a capability of deleting those.
Yes. Yeah.
But definitely those who respond or mention something, comment.
Yeah.
You always thank them. Or,
Yeah.
Acknowledge that that they have taken the time to do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And something that I learned from Subi Zimmerman, because I absolutely love and adore Subi Zimmerman. She's the Instagram expert. She says, you know, if someone sometimes she would, if someone just likes a few different posts, she would just send them a message and say, thank you, what is it that you like about it?
Lovely.
Just start a conversation. What is it that you like about it? Because, you know, we go, I love that, I love that, I love that, I love that. But when the brand then reaches out and says, wow, thank you for taking the time to like our photos, what is it that you like about it?
Yeah, that's great.
And then you also learn to understand your client better, or you know, your viewer, and you start that relationship. So maybe they would then say, well, I love, you know, they might say to you, oh, I love the functionality of your shoes and they look really comfortable. And then you can say, well, have a look at the website because we've got something perfect for you. You know, there's different ways, but it starts with the conversation.
And you're talking about messaging them through the Instagram message.
You can through
facility?
the message facility, or just tag them in the post. That, I mean, if you're going to start a very personal conversation, probably keep it on Messenger. But if someone comments on anything.
Oh, yes.
Always thank them, and you can do that publicly.
Oh, okay.
You can do that by,
I thought you were meaning message them privately, which is a good thing to do as well.
It is a great thing to do. And it just shows that you take the time to care about them. You take the time to acknowledge the fact that they have, spent time on your page.
Participated.
Yeah.
No, it's great. And Instagram's all about building that relationship and that trust. So, eventually, hopefully they might like to look at all your products and buy as well. No, it's
Have you ever used Instagram ads?
I haven't.
Okay. All right.
No.
Neither have I, so I'm just curious.
No, I'll look into that.
Yeah. Well, what I've heard is it's slightly more expensive than Facebook ads, but more effective.
Right.
So because there are fewer people, the pool is smaller.
Right. I'm going to look more at video, Instagram video, and creating a story through Instagram video. So that's something exciting that's coming up, and the day in the life of our customers. So, that's really good.
Well, that was what I was going to ask you. You can do the 60-second videos on Instagram, but have you used Instagram stories?
Is there actually Instagram stories?
There is Instagram stories.
Oh, maybe Sarah's working on that.
Maybe. Well, Instagram stories is like it's gone in 24 hours, so it's like a daily.
Okay.
It's similar to Snapchat. Like it's sort of Instagram stole Snapchat, but and made it better. It's my opinion. But it would be nice to see, especially when you're on your travels, to see your Instagram story and to see, follow your day on Instagram stories. In 24 hours, the post is gone. But
that's quite a good idea, because I was going to say, you don't necessarily want to introduce something like that into your Instagram because it will ruin the consistency.
It ruins. Well, it's completely two different.
Of what I'm doing
it has
now.
Different feels. Instagram is about being polished, being beautiful, and being Instagram stories. I wonder if they're going to separate it into a different platform at some stage. Maybe they're just playing with it.
Well, you notice I did Instagram videos earlier on, and definitely not polished, but so it just wouldn't fit into what my Instagram looks like now.
Yes,
it's all changing.
Well, I for one would love to see an Instagram story of Louise Matson shopping for shoes in Europe.
Okay, I'll go tomorrow.
Yes, you go. We all live vicariously through you. Louise, are there any other tips or tricks or anything that you can share with someone who is trying to build their brand on Instagram, or not even on Instagram? Maybe they're just starting out and they don't even have a logo yet. What is your best advice for someone who's just starting out and they don't even have a logo yet? How do you go about taking an idea that exists in your head and putting it into a piece of paper, onto a piece of paper, and so that it looks pretty?
Oh goodness, that's so hard. But it is. You're so overwhelmed with everything that needs to be done, and you just need to take a step, or make a phone call, or have a conversation with someone, and you will find the right person. And I found my Sarah. She's my angel. So I've been really fortunate. You will find that person, but take a step. There's many times I've sat at my desk and thought, how do I do this? But I thought, I'm not going to learn by just saying, how can I do this? I need to take a step to do that. So initially it's about talking to people, looking things up, reading about things, but definitely talking to people is a big one for me. Instagram, just start where you can afford to start, where you know how to start, and just the next step will come. You'll just have another conversation, you'll read something, or someone will come into your life that will show you how to do it. But certainly, I think that's a big thing. You hear about people's success stories and they look so amazing and all this, but you don't realise it's actually taken a great deal of time and effort to get there. So yours will one day look like that as well.
Yes,
Don't be afraid to start.
That's right. Don't be afraid to start. It doesn't have to be perfect from day one. And don't let perfectionism stop you from doing it anyway. Just do it anyway.
Well, if you actually talk to those people that have been successful, and I've been to many talks, but you actually ask them a question about when did they actually get to that stage of such and such, and they go, oh, it was year 5. Whereas when you initially talk to them, it sounds like it all happened so quickly.
I heard someone say it took them 10 years to become an overnight success.
Oh, that's a well-known saying, especially for singers and actors.
That's right.
No, that's all I can say, really, and match your brand as well. Be true to your brand. There's no point putting an image on Instagram that isn't associated with your brand.
That's right. Yeah. Good advice. Thank you. Louise, where can people go to learn more about Louise M Shoes?
My website.
My
website is everything I do, really. It's louisemshoes.com.
Okay, and we'll link to that in the comments.
Yes, and then you'll find the Facebook and Instagram icons on that you can press on and learn more. So I've got my story on there, all my shoe collection. Fantastic. I'm always there to help. Yeah. My brand is very much about personally involved with my customers, even though it's an online store. Yeah. I speak to a lot of my customers.
That's right.
Yeah, I want that. It's very important to have great customer service and people be really happy with my shoes. I don't want people wearing my shoes if they're not happy with them. Yeah. So I work, really hard to do that. Not that I have anyone wearing my shoes that aren't happy with them so far. I think.
But you work hard at it.
Yeah, I know my shoes are really good. It's just the feet that sometimes.
It's just my clients' feet that aren't that great.
Oh yes, I should be a podiatrist really. But, in my next life.
That's very funny. And Louise also has a beautiful showroom at her house here in Perth. So if you're in Perth, then make sure to connect with Louise. And I think there's some info on your Facebook page about a open day or something with a...
Yeah, well, I actually have my showroom open now on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
And by appointment on Saturdays. Okay. And then I've got an event coming up on Wednesday and Thursday this week. It's called Shoe Route.
I like it.
So it's got some sweet treats
nice.
For everybody. And it's just an opportunity to come in and try on all the shoes, and I can talk to you a little bit about the brands and what makes the shoes great shoes.
Fantastic. So if you're looking for comfortable, functional,
fashionable and
stylish shoes for your professional wear, or if you're going to be a cabin crew member,
definitely.
Then be sure to check out Louise's page. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to have a look at all the comments from the live viewers, because we've got 5 live viewers at the moment. I'm going to scroll back a little bit, and then Louise and I are going to take some questions. So if you have a question for Louise, please pop that into the comments box now, because it takes about half a minute before we can see that comment. Thank you for those hearts. There are hearts flying all over the screen. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joe. That's a big part of my brand too.
Hearts, there we go. So thank you very much for those hearts, Joe. I think Joe just threw us a bunch of hearts.
Thanks, Joe.
Please pop your questions into the comments box now. While you do that, I'm going to scroll back and see if there goes the hearts again. Thank you, Joe. That's fantastic. That's beautiful. I'm going to scroll back and see what comments and questions we've missed, and then I look forward to reading your questions. So let me just scroll back. So Georgia was here and Yvette said hello. Oh, Georgia. Oh, that's all right. Kirby joined. Yvette says, well, those are very helpful tips.
Oh, thank you.
There you go. I'm very glad. That's great. And Liz joined us and Joe joined us. And Joe says, Louise, you really walk the talk in your stylish shoes. No pun intended. Louise does walk the talk.
Oh, thanks so much, Joe.
Yes. And Yvette says, woohoo, I'm so there. Thanks so much. Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to give another minute or so for any questions or comments to come in. And while we do that,
I was just going to say about the cabin crew. You mentioned if anyone is cabin crew. My cabin crew range, there's the cabin crew range and there's the corporate range. Yeah. And the cabin crew meets the airline uniform requirements.
Okay, brilliant.
So all the shoes in that cabin crew range meet the airline cabin crew shoe requirements. So you just have to pick your favourite shoe.
That's fantastic.
You don't have to think, doesn't meet the requirements. Yeah. I've already liaised with Qantas and Virgin. And being ex-crew myself, I have fortunate to have access to the managers and uniform managers. Yeah. So
and I wanna just point something else out I remember seeing how easy you make it for cabin crew members to shop from your shop, to buy from your shop, because you keep a profile of everyone. So you know, if this is your professional shoes that you make your living on your feet every day, Louise will create a profile for you, and she makes sure that she keeps that shoe that you love, that will work for you, and that
I know what size you are.
Yeah, everything. So it makes it so easy.
Shoes. Yeah, but I do have the best range of cabin crew shoes. Yes, the widest range.
Yeah, and so then once you've set up your profile, you can just ring Louise and say, Louise, my shoes, I need a brand new pair, and it will come in the mail. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Express post.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Well, that's very good. Louise, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me,
I've
Salome.
had so much fun.
It has been fun.
Yeah.
It's always fun with you.
Yeah, thank you. and I have to say, like, I follow your Instagram feed. Like, I love it when you post because
thank you.
it makes me feel, it's that feel good. It's that, refreshing, just a little bit of luxury for the day.
It's very feminine and fun, but yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of luxury as well.
Bit of luxury. It just brings a bit of luxury, and we all need a bit of luxury in every day.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for joining
Salome.
us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much to everyone who has watched live. I really appreciate that you guys take some time and tune in live while we are here. We are back here next week. I have not confirmed the guest yet, but you will know in time. Thank you very much. If you've watched this on the replay as well, we really appreciate you too. Please keep your comments and questions coming. Louise and I check in on this feed regularly to make sure that we answer all the questions or comments, or if you have any, if you want to know more about Louise, we're going to link to all of her pages in the comments as well. Thank you for those beautiful hearts flying across the screen. We love it and we appreciate you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. Thanks, bye.
Bye.